Well, good morning. Thanks for joining us. Take a look at this. This is not the clock tower outside. I am inside the convention center. This is an edible clock tower. They have made this cake out of all these different types of icing, lots of different hours, lots of talent going into this. This morning we are joined by Sheila. You were talking to us a little bit about what people can expect this weekend here, and then I'm also going to talk to the sugar artists themselves, and they'll tell us just how they made this incredible piece of art. So Sheila, what can people expect?
They can expect a lot when they get here. It's coming to almost like a museum, but instead of having clay, we have sugar. Everything here is made from an edible substance that you see on the outside of these display cakes.
Everything right here is edible.
Yes, it is. You could pick up a bunch of grapes and suck on it like a lollipop.
I don't think I will do that, but I could.
Yes, you could.
And people can come down and they can walk through all of these different rows of cakes. They can take classes.
Yes, they can. We have displays here from children through the professionals into the masters. And anyone can come here and get a good idea for their next birthday cake.
Uh-oh, that's a lot of pressure to the moms watching right now. Your kids are going to want something to look just like this. So tell us, you're a judge too. How do you even begin to judge a talent like this?
What we do when we walk up to a piece, we look at the overall appearance first. And then as we get closer, we start looking at the details. And especially if it's going to be a modeled figure, we will even go in that close to see if there's indents where the fingernails are and the wrinkles on the knuckles.
Oh my goodness. And so this kind of cake, the detail is incredible. And so the artist, would you come join us this morning? Tell us, how many hours went into the clock tower itself?
Oh boy. I would say I probably put a good 20 hours into that.
20 hours?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. And is that nothing kind of thing? This is compared to, you put in thousands of hours a year on cakes.
Oh yeah, absolutely. This is a big structure, so it had to be stable, had to build the support, which my dad actually engineered on a lathe and a mill. So.
And you had to rent a U-Haul to come over here to Spokane.
Yes, I road tripped it, 4.5-hour drive, so it was fun. It was a little nerve-wracking, but it was fun. It was all good.
But the clock tower, it deserves to be in Spokane. That's exactly where it should be.
It does. It does. So, trying to figure out scale and, fit it in a U-Haul.
And this little marmot right here, talk to me about that.
So he's made out of modeling chocolate, about 5 pounds of chocolate.
5 pounds of chocolate?
About 5 pounds, yeah. And then the grapes are all ice malt, which is a type of sugar that's derived from beets. So it's actually diabetic sugar. And then all of the leaves are made from a gelatin-based product called Flexique.
Oh my gosh. And Mary, you made all the different floral work as well?
Yes.
500 hours, you tell me?
Yes, working on all the flowers and the different details, getting it so it looks just like a lilac would.
It really does. In fact, you told me I might be able to taste one while we're here.
We're going to have you taste a little bit of the marmot.
A bit of the marmot. Oh my gosh, don't break him off. Oh no. Uh-oh, Facebook, I'm getting nervous. Okay, I'm going to flip this around. I'm gonna taste this right here.
Oh yeah, isn't that good?
That is some sugar right there. I love that you said that.
sugar.
It's a museum of sugar.
It is.
What else could you want?
Right.
To answer a few of your questions on Facebook right now, it is this weekend. It is at the convention center. It is tomorrow from 9 until 5, and it is Sunday from 10 until 5. And I'm actually going to walk you around if you all want to join me. I know a few of you have to go, and that's totally fine. Facebook, we're going to stick on with you and show you a few of these other things. But look at all these cakes. There are rows and rows of talented artists that have made these cakes for you to come out and see. And tell me, you can also register to take a class to maybe learn some of these techniques?
Yes, this person, you can tell, has been in many classes, and she was one of the persons that took the certification test this year. Just to give you some idea what's on here, this is a South African lace piece at the top. The next one is Oriental string work that is actually done right side up. It dries, you turn the cake upside down to make the loops the opposite direction. This is considered brush embroidery, so that it looks actually like a needlepoint craft. And then what we have down here is what we call extension work, and those little tiny lace points that are around those are made individually and attached after they're dry.
That's 3D. If you can't see that on my camera, on my phone, those are actually standing out from the cake. That's not just a line of icing, those are actually made. That is incredible. Okay, let's walk through and see a few more of these incredible
This lady is from Canada that made this cake, and this is another certification test piece. This is considered Nirvana style, and that's because there's collars and panels, and if you check behind these panels, they're standing free. They're not touching the cake, so it actually forms a cage.
Oh my gosh, that's right. Wow, that's incredible. You don't even notice that from far away. That's why you're a judge and I'm not, right? I'm just a judge of the taste, which was delicious, might I add. But I do agree. Loretta says they're too beautiful to eat, and I can't help but agree with her. I feel a little guilty that I just ate the marmot.
Just look at that wood graining. That is all done with different colors and twisted and turned and then marbled to look just
That looks like it's just on a piece of wood. That doesn't. It looks like you just placed it on the wood, but that's
That is
all.
all sugar
Oh my
fondant.
gosh! Wow. And so fondant is typically, tell me, this is what you'd normally find on a pretty fancy cake, a wedding cake and things like that, but there's a number of other different techniques that are going in. Is this all fondant up top too?
Oh, and now this is gum paste. Gum paste dries a little bit harder than fondant, so therefore it will hold the shape of the flowers better.
Wow. How long would you expect something like this to last?
Oh, this can last indefinitely if it's not in a humid atmosphere, and especially if it's put in a keepsake box, that it doesn't get different types of atmosphere to it.
What about something like this? How long would this last? Same thing?
Same thing, yes.
This could last indefinitely. I could put this on display in my room. Maybe not. What about the heat in the winter? That probably wouldn't go very well.
It shouldn't affect it at all.
Oh my gosh, I mean, this is incredible. Facebook, if you're just now joining us, we are downtown at the convention center. This incredible convention is going on. Sheila, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Have a great day and good luck judging. This is difficult.
It is a tough job, but we enjoy doing it because it's educational.
Oh my gosh. Well, thank you. You educated me for sure this morning. Take a look at this. I mean, the detail on this, the clock tower. Now, we talked a little bit earlier about this, but how did you even decide that this, one, how did you get chosen to do this? And then how did you decide that you wanted to make the clock tower?
So they called and asked me if I would be interested in doing it, and I said absolutely. So I just went to work and figured out my design, had to figure out my dimensions, structure, you know, how to sculpt it, you know, texture, colors. A lot of hours went into it, and you know, all the way down to the blocks, and you know, making it look like concrete, and you know, using something as simple as tinfoil for that to make the indentation. But yeah, it's fun.
It's incredible.
That's
It
the
really
fun
is.
part, you know.
They're laughing at me for saying that I could keep this in my room. That was a little silly.
You know, at some point, the ants might get to it. So
I
I don't know. If you like that kind
But
of
if I was
thing,
just like hungry at night, you know, I just
have a little
start to snack. No, I'm just kidding. I could never. This is way too beautiful.
be a party in your room and in your mouth, right?
Now that is my kind of place. I love that, man. So thanks for joining us again, Facebook. If you're just now joining us again, yes, Convention Center. For all of you maybe asking that, tickets, they vary in price depending on your age. Children are different than adults. Different if you want to do a class or if you just want to kind of come walk through. Now they also have vendors. You know, you're actually, Michelle, you're one of the
Yes.
vendors as well.
Yes, I actually have a whole line of edible paper. So we're actually doing hands-on projects in our booth, and there are a ton of different vendors with great products, the latest, the greatest in cake technology, so to speak.
Wow.
So yeah.
Do you both want to keep walking with me and maybe share? Because if I try to act like I know what we're looking at, this is not going to go very well.
Yeah, definitely.
So what about any of these? You can choose.
So like this cake here, this is actually a buttercream, and then they've actually taken oranges and crystallized them with sugar. We've got some gum paste flowers on top, fondant on the bottom, or fondant, depending
So
on
that this
where
right
you're-
here, this raccoon was made by fondant.
Yes.
Yep.
That is incredible. How long would something like that little tiny guy take?
I mean,
I was going to say
like
20
I don't know,
minutes.
20 minutes, yeah.
Oh yeah, right. That would take me 2 weeks. Oh my
Actually,
gosh.
when you learn the techniques, it's very simple and easy to do.
Oh my gosh, this is amazing. I mean, I'm really in awe right now of all of this talent. Oh my gosh, they're even larger over here. So typically, if you were to sell something like this, do you know what any of these would go for?
Well, it depends on
This
what
is
they
what
want.
yeah.
How much you charge.
Yeah.
What are they driving? I'm just kidding.
Oh my goodness.
You
Look
know,
at
These are
these.
some of our international members that have come. These ones have come from Colombia. Wow. So,
Oh
But
my
prices
goodness.
range. It depends on where you're located. You know, you need to know your costs. Good
Oh, how fun
time.
is that?
Isn't that cute? So fun.
Okay,
But
so it really depends on artists. They're all different
It
artists.
is.
and
Oh
the
my
level
goodness,
of
look at
how
that.
long the artist has been working and their skill level. So,
always have to factor in, your education too. It's just like any trade. If you're a photographer, doing a wedding.
This one you'll find is an offtake of paper craft called quilling, and they've done it in with wafer paper, which is an edible paper like Michelle sells.
Wow. Okay. And honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little scared, but I also think this is really cool.
Isn't that a cool one?
That looks real.
And that one's what we call a sculpted cake.
Wow.
So and each detail.
So there's cake underneath
there is
that.
cake. There would be complete cake. Anything that we do, we have to be able to completely reproduce it in cake.
So it can't be judged if there isn't cake, if it's not able to be made in a cake form.
Correct. Yeah. And
Wow.
It has to be, the structure has to be able to, withstand like transportation and things like that. So.
Wow, these are artists from Nigeria.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
we have them from all over.
For sure. Yeah.
How often does ICs like this
We
happen?
meet once a year.
Okay.
So all over the United States.
Wow.
But we have members from all over the world.
And for those of you also joining and wondering, I'm going to walk around the show you a few more, but Spokane and Visit Spokane has been working to bring this convention here since 1996. They chose Spokane back in 2013, and then this weekend is finally here, so we are awfully excited to welcome all of you talented artists. You're both from Seattle. You're on both sides of me. Seattle. But so you're a little bit more local, but some of these artists are from all over, so we're going to walk through a few more of these, and then I'm going to see if Norm is somewhere.
Norm!
Yeah, we'll just yell for him and see if he'll come. Oh my gosh, look at that.
Something to point out too. is
Yes,
that
please.
Because they do travel from all over the world. They are actually, a lot of them take their cakes on the plane. So
Yes.
they have to pack it up, put it, in cargo underneath the plane, and then keep your fingers crossed and hope for the best.
And when you get here, you figure out ways to put them together.
That's kind of scary.
It is.
Yeah.
It's a little bit intimidating.
That gives me a little bit of fear.
Well, like this one here, this is a great one for you to take a look at.
Okay.
This is actually all done out of gelatin. So,
Oh my
it's
gosh.
still completely edible.
That's paper thin.
Yeah, it's done. Yeah, it's all gelatin.
Wow.
So,
Yeah, the show actually has a cake hospital too.
yes, we do. We have what we call a cake
A
hospital.
cake hospital. Oh my
Yes.
gosh, I need to go to that. I just need some recovery after that sugar. No, I'm just kidding. Oh my goodness, look at that.
This is what we call bas relief. And it basically is a three-dimensional image that still is rather flat. So,
That really is incredible. My goodness, I have no words. I keep saying that because there's really nothing else to say. Oh, look at those. Okay, Facebook, we have a treat for you again since you've been sticking with us. A few of you have been on the entire time. Norm Davis, you might recognize his face or his dance moves, one of the two.
Or his snappy shoes.
or his outfits. If we can honestly take a look, I know it's all about the cakes, but I mean, come on.
oh, Norm is all about the outfit.
Norm is all about the outfit. Norm, you've been seen all over. You are what we call the cake grandfather of cakes.
Grandfather of cakes.
Tell people that are watching right now why this industry is so special to you. Clearly, it's a passion of yours.
Well, when I started 33 years ago, I never really thought this was going to be my career. And but the biggest thing about it is it's a creative outlet, but also the friends that I have made over the years at the conventions. That was grandfather cake, remember, that was before cell phones, before Facebook, any of that kind of stuff. We actually had carried around photographs and showed our work. And so the friendships that we have created, I look forward every year to see a lot of my IC's cake friends. And I talk to them on Facebook, but it's a totally different thing when you get to see them in person.
Absolutely, and honestly, to have traveled around the world and to bring art like this to different places, what is that like, and what's it, you're on a variety of different shows as well. Share with us the experience of that, if you would.
Well, I never thought my career would take me to Dubai, to Africa, to be on TV numerous times, and I mean print, and I mean just the things that the passion of cake decorating, the doors that it has opened, doing cakes for President Clinton, Patti LaBelle, T-Bone Pickens. I mean, just the list goes on. And a lot of people says, does it bother you when somebody touch your cake. I was like, no, that's the beauty is actually on the inside of the cake. The taste and of course how it looks is very important also. Most customers are more concerned about that. Cake artists are more concerned about how it's baked and the ingredients that are put in and things like that.
Wow, that's incredible. All of you artists, thank you for joining us this morning. Tell us, people that want to come down here, they can, not only can they see all these and walk around like we are right now and really get up close and personal, but you can also take classes and learn from any of you or from people here?
Classes and demos are available so throughout Saturday and Sunday.
And we also have the vendor room, so you can get the latest and greatest in cake decorating supplies and lots of, hands-on sampling of the products.
And you get to see me.
Hey!
We'll be here all week.
And I will tell you that is well worth coming down and getting a ticket. Thank you all for joining us this morning. I'm going to end on this because this is perfect. This is exactly what we are talking about. All this artistry. People have come from all over to bring their cakes and their artwork here for you to see this weekend. And again, that show cake that was chosen is actually designed after Spokane. You can see the clock tower right there. So this was a really great thing to come down and see. Please feel free to hop on here, ask any more questions throughout the day. Facebook, I will be happy to hop back on and answer those as well. There's a lot of hard work, 500 hours that goes into something like this. So if you have some time this weekend, come on down, meet the artist, and see just what this is all about. Thanks for joining Facebook. Happy Friday!